So let's start with the big question with Buck. Took every rep at the ones. You expect him to go Saturday? So I meant Nathan, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going. Nathan will start for us. Nathan will go. He's looked good all week. He's responded better each and every day, which is the positive thing. We were optimistic at the start of the week, like we talked about, and he's improved from there.
I know that you guys thought about it middle of last week that he might go. Do you feel really comfortable with the timeline and how the club has handled the whole thing to this point?
Yeah, I mean, you be as honest as possible, and that's what we have, and you continue to put the players first and foremost.
When you watch him play, it doesn't look like there's a lot of limitations. He's able to throw deep and able to drive passes. Do you see any limitations at all?
No, I think he's feeling good right now. We want our guys to be able to go out there and perform. Especially at the quarterback position, you got to be able to do everything out there.
What does he do for the group in terms of giving everybody confidence?
I think just, I think our group has confidence. I think, the mistakes, in the previous weeks, we've used that fuel as learning lessons, and hopefully it's making us stronger. But obviously, with Nathan out there and his operation and what he does, I think it looks like it should right now.
Josh Woods looks like he's coming back as well. What does he add to the defense?
I think I'm excited to see Josh. I know he's excited to play. He's been working extremely hard to get back. Those situations are never easy. So I'm just happy for him as a person. Excited to watch him play, and I think his teammates are excited for him.
One more for me, Mathieu Betts. I know he didn't do much in the way of reps in practice, did a little bit yesterday. How much of that is precautionary, and is the expectation for him to go as well on Saturday?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of precautionary, for sure. A guy like Betts, he's you know what you're going to get out of him, and how he practices and how he studies, and he'll be ready to go. So we just want to make sure that we're taking the necessary steps that we can.